Welcome back on the radio waves. This new podcast will be dedicated to wine, and this week we are happy to welcome Nathalie Escuredo from Chateau Boutinet. Nathalie immediately seduced us with a positive attitude, the activities she offers at Chateau Boutinet to discover wine from a different way, and a passion for wine, of course. Her contact details if you need to reach her, Chateau Boutinet at orange.fr. Let's stop talking. Nathalie, your turn. Cheers. Let's all be so Bordeaux, so chic, so wine, so in the know.
Hello, so my name is Nathalie Escuredo. So I'm the owner and wine grower and winemaker of Chateau Boutinet, which is a small winery in the Fronsac region. So that means on the right bank of the river, and that's a small winery we bought with my husband in 2011. So that means this year, 2020, this is our 10th vintage, so a great vintage we have. So we decided with my husband to buy that small vineyard because, well, first we love wine. I was a guide during many years. I was used to guide for a different travel agency and incoming travel agency in Bordeaux and in France, actually. And so I was a guide mainly for wine tour, and so of course I learned history and art of history, and my knowledge about wine was not so good. So I decided to go back to the university, and I met my husband. So he grew up in a winery on the left bank, and so he knows everything about making wine and about taking care of the vines. And we have visited many vineyards during 2 years, and in 2011 we bought Chateau Boutinet. So that's a small winery which is about, so now we have 27 hectares, which is about 55 acres of vines, more or less. We have one part which is vines, one part which is forest, and one part which is land, actually. Well, nowadays we have many women in wine, which was not the case many years ago, but now most of my women friend are winemaker or enologist, and well, now we are as many as men, I think. So about our vineyard, so we decided to work as an organic vineyard. So we really began in 2013, and so now we produce 3 wines. One which is called Claret or Claret, which is not a red, not a rosé. That's definitely something between. So we drink it chilled as a rosé. So it's really fruity. But because we do a longer maceration than a rosé, that's a wine with a really light structure. So it's, for me, like a red wine, but really lighter, and that's just wonderful in summer if you like barbecue, if you like spicy food. And so it's really typical of Bordeaux. You could find rosé everywhere in the world, but when you see Claret on the bottle, that means that's a wine which is produced in Bordeaux. So we produce Claret, the Claret de Boutinet, and then we have 2 different red. One is called Chateau Boutinet. It's really round, really fruity. It's definitely a wine for pleasure, a wine for friend. And after we have a small cuvée which ages in oak barrel, and the name is Nathalie de Boutinet. So they are really different. There is not one which is better, which is better than the other. The idea was more to have 2 different kind of wine in order to drink the wine at 2 different moments. I mean, Chateau Boutinet, it's more some friends are coming and you want to have fun, you have a party, so you drink Boutinet and you eat what you have in your fridge. So easy food. It could be really good with barbecue, with fish, if you like fish, with just a salad or just delicatessen, that's good. Nathalie de Boutinet, well, we call it our muse, because Nathalie, she was a muse in, many centuries ago. And Nathalie, it's more you are waiting for a friend, you are waiting for your family or for your husband or wife, and you want to cook something special. So that's more for a really specific moment. So there are three of our wine are really different, and we have planted 3 years ago some white grape. So I forgot something important to say, that our wine are 100% Merlot. Only one grape. Well, that's a choice. But we have planted 3 years ago some Cabernet Franc. So maybe for next year we will have a blend between Merlot and Cabernet. We will see. And so we have planted white grape, which are Sémillon, Sauvignon Gris, and then Chenin and Chardonnay. So it's going to be a really small production, and the first vintage will be next year. Something really, really special. So we have, so as I told you, we are organic, and about our vintage 2020, we have finished the harvest. So we harvest by machine. Well, short part by hand, but just for fun, for friend, but normally it's by machine. So the result this year, it's low yield, but really, really good one. So we have a lot of sugar and a lot of tannins. So it's going to be a powerful vintage, I think. I cross the finger. So we love to drink our wine with, could be barbecue for the Clairet and Chateau Boutinet. And again, the Clairet, it's wonderful in summer when you have a party or a barbecue. It's not a wine for keeping, the Clairet. It's really a wine. Well, you could keep it 2 or 3 years, but no more. It's really a wine for fun, for summer. And after our red, the first one, Chateau Boutinet, I really enjoy it on the fish, on white meat, and the Nathalie de Boutinet more maybe with beef, with duck. We eat a lot of duck in Bordeaux region, and with cheese. And my favorite, which is not the case of my husband, but my favorite, it's to have a cake, a chocolate cake with about 80% of dark chocolate with red wine. I love that, definitely. My best vintage, well, I really love 2012 and 2015. Good one. And so you could come to visit us all year round. While it's true that it's better to come between April and October. This is where you will see the leaves and where you will see beautiful colors. But I really enjoy to walk through the vineyard in winter too, when it's a sunny winter day. But every day people could come. They just have to call us to take an appointment or on our website. And they could come just for wine and tasting only, just for a short tour. But we organize regularly specific, like workshop. It could be a class, like a wine class, in order to learn about drinking wine, how to drink wine, how to appreciate a Bordeaux wine, and our specificities in Bordeaux. Then I organize something which is called in French rando tapas, but in English it's better. It's walk, wine and dine. Walk because we do a tour on foot, just to explain you what it means to be organic in Bordeaux, how we work, and a lot of small history about Bordeaux. Then wine because, of course, you are going to drink wine, and dine because we cook with my husband. We love that. And you are going to do, pairing food and wine. So that means we cook like tapas, actually. And with each wines, you will enjoy a small tapas. After we organize walking tour, and finally a new one, which is my favorite. I'm a yoga teacher, actually, and this is yoga and wine. So the idea is not to drink on the mat. The idea is more to focus on your sensation, on your feeling. Are you here and now? So that's the idea. So for that, during about 45 minutes, 1 hour, we practice yoga just to focus on your sensation, on your breath. And then you'll taste. So the name is Yoga and Wine. So about Bordeaux now. Bordeaux, well, that's a lovely city. Definitely, I was born in Bordeaux, so I think that's a most beautiful city in France. My favorite place, that's a garden, actually, a public garden, which is in the city center, where you have really old trees. And I really love just to take a book and to have a seat close to a tree and to take time to read. That's it. And in the region, I love the estuary, just to take a boat and to discover by the river the Medoc, the left bank or the right bank. I think, well, that's gorgeous. Just the colors and the landscape. And well, that's another way to discover the vineyard, definitely.
Merci Nathalie for your participation with us to this podcast and for all your wine tips. Let's continue our voyage through Bordeaux region next week. Let's meet again with Bruno Beurrier, our favorite guy, who will take us to the ocean side, the Arcachon Bay, the Pilat Saint-Doun and Cap Ferret. Stay tuned! So Bordeaux, so wine, so chic, so in the know.